Trick number 1, light. Simply having good light is often the difference between amateur and professional looking video. You can buy clamp lights or work lights at a hardware store, or build your own powerful light like I did. But if you don't have decent lighting, trick number 2 is use the sun. It's free. And maybe you want to shoot during what photographers call the golden hour, the hour right after sunrise or right before sunset, when shadows are softened. And if you find yourself with shadows you don't want, find something white or reflective to bounce the light.
Mentioned lighting. But if you don't have any lights, use sunlight. You know, that giant ball of gas floating in space? Yeah, it's super free. If you don't have any reflectors to bounce light, then use your mom and dad's windshield reflector. If you don't have white foam core or particle board to bounce light, then get mom and dad to buy you some white poster board. You can use anything white, really. When shooting indoors, stage your actors next to windows. Use window light whenever possible. Film at golden hour. Easy way to get pretty shots with minimal work. Try to film in places with lots of available light. Industrial fluorescent light, I mean, it's not the prettiest, but it goes a long ways if you're not really able to light anything.
Today I'm going to show you how we only spent $2 to get cinematic lighting for our videos, and I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing too.
You gotta just press record.
My name is Nolan Molt with Think Media, and today I'm so excited to talk about lighting with you guys. And some of you may have lights already and you're lighting your YouTube videos, but it still doesn't look good. And so you're probably asking why? Well, you probably have hard lighting, and that's when the light comes in really harsh. Maybe you're outside and the sun's hitting you in the face. Maybe you have some LED lights pointing at you and the shadows are really dark, and then the light on the skin is really, really bright. And so today I'm gonna show you 3 different ways to soften your light. Soft lighting is often used in movies and TV shows because it looks really professional. So soft lighting is the opposite of hard lighting. Soft light is when the light comes in onto your subject or onto your face and it blends from the bright spots into the shadows. And soft lighting hides wrinkles, and so they often use this in the beauty and makeup space. So the question you're probably asking is, how do I get soft lighting? Well, really there is 2 ways to get lighting. And the first way is a large source of light. The closer the light is to you, the softer it's going to be. And you can think of this as when the light moves closer to you, it's almost giving the effect of it becoming a bigger light source. So now I'm gonna show you some very cheap ways to get soft lighting. And what better way than to save money on filmmaking gear than going to Dollar Tree. Man, I wish I had a camera for $1. So at Dollar Tree, we picked up 2 items. The first one was a shower curtain, and we're gonna use that to explain diffusion. One of the ways that you can get a large source of light is by using softboxes or diffusion. So you have the lights, and then you have the diffusion in front of the lights, and by the time the light actually hits the diffusion, you have a larger surface area. So we used this shower curtain for our diffusion by setting up 2 light stands and then attaching the shower curtain to the light stands. And then we had 2 LED lights that we had directly behind the shower curtain, giving us beautiful soft lighting. You can also use the shower curtain over a window. If maybe you shoot your YouTube videos by a window and you have that direct sunlight coming in, this shower curtain is going to be a perfect natural softbox for $1. The second way to get soft lighting is by bouncing light. This is another great example of increasing the light source. So I'm gonna show you before with no bounce, and now this is with a bounce added, and you can see that it really fills in those shadows, making this footage look way more professional. Also remember that when you're bouncing light, the light is actually going to be dimmed because it's bouncing off things before it's actually hitting you. So you're gonna wanna use your most powerful lights for the bounce. This is why it works so well with the sun, because the sun is so bright that when it hits the bounce and reflects back, it's still very bright. You can use a bed sheet and hang that up on some light stands, point some lights at it, and you're gonna get some really soft lighting. I have one more tip for you guys on how to get soft lighting, and this one is absolutely free. But it's using shade. If you've ever shot video outside, you've probably noticed that either the sky was way too bright, or maybe you exposed it so you could see the colors in the sky, but then the skin was way too dark. The nice thing about shade is it's covering that direct sun that's harsh. And so when you really think about what shade is it's a bunch of bounced light. So naturally in shade, you're gonna get soft shadows. Things are gonna blend a lot better. Just keep in mind that when you're shooting and you are in the shade, make sure that your background is also shaded. Now I hope that helps you get started in the basics of soft lighting.